Technician's Brewery. Seriously random.
Cheers, guys. 17. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I hope you're having a beer with me, and I hope yours is as good as mine. This is the batch that you saw me make, the old grain batch that I brewed up, my Christmas ale. This is the original version, which I brewed up, which was 1080 on the specific gravity. It ended up at 1019, so this is just about 8%. So, cheers. It's coming along really nicely. Getting complex. You know, almost like a whiskey flavor to it, but I'm guessing it's just a mixing of the malts. I didn't put any whiskey in there. No oak chips, nothing like that. But it's going to be very good for Christmas. I also had the other batch, which was a very light beer. It's below 3% in the keg now, but it's actually pretty good. I overdid it a little bit with the hops in that one, but so it's a little unbalanced. But still, it's pretty good for a sub 3% ABV beer, especially since I made it. I didn't think it was gonna turn out that well. So it's a very sessionable beer. It could have been more sessionable if it was more balanced, but there you go. A couple of experiments that went wrong for me. In the spring, I made I tried to make a whiskey porter out of a Cooper's Dark Ale kit. So I steeped some grains. What I did wrong was I put a new ingredient for me in that one, which was a star anise, and it turned out like a 7% ABV cough syrup, really. So it wasn't tasting very bad. It just tasted very far off from what I was trying to do. So that's that. Also, there was this IPA that I made that had 148 IBUs, and I pulled an extra liter out of once the trub had settled a little bit more in the kettle. So after I actually closed out the fermenter with the actual 20-something liter batch, the trub had sunk a little bit further down, and I was able to draw another liter into a sanitized 1.5 liter Coke bottle, which I didn't add any brewer's yeast to. What I did was I took some sweet cherries off the neighbor's tree in there instead. I didn't pasteurize the cherries because I wanted the yeast on their skin to be the fermenting yeast in the bottle. So also, I hope that the high IBUs, the high portion of hops in there, would take care of any bacteria and stuff like that. So and it seemed to have done that, but I fermented it out at about 20-21°C in my closet. So I covered it up so it didn't have any light coming in and stuff like that. I tightened the cap and then loosened it just a little bit just to get the pressure inside to leave the bottle in a sort of controlled manner. And it seemed like if it fermented out, there was no sign of a layer or a film on top of the wort or the beer. And it turned out really dry, so there was very little, if any, residual sweetness there. The thing is that I put about 2 inches of sweet cherries in from the bottom up. into the bottle and hope that was enough. And that was an underpitch, really underpitch, because I got some acetone, nail polish remover, paint thinner sort of off flavor from it, really pungent as such. And yeah, sort of, it tastes like sort of like sweaty feet with carbon dioxide in it. It's just not something I would serve. Uh, but it was a fun experiment, and didn't really cost me anything, so it was fun to do. I'm not gonna do a taste test of that. I don't think so. Um, but what I would hope to do now, I have a few options. I do have a Cooper's kit handy. It's a Pilsner kits, which I plan on probably might switch out the yeast for a Saft Brew S33 yeast or something like that, which is a lager yeast, by the way. Or I could do another attempt at a whiskey porter. I do have a bottle of whiskey somebody gave to me, which isn't really my favorite, so I thought, well, it's drinkable, so why not use it in beer instead, and then use some more oak chips and see where that takes me. But I also really want to do another. I have made one batch of Belgian triple, and next time I'm gonna mash a little higher so it doesn't get so boozy. And I'm gonna switch out the Saft Brew Abbey yeast, which attenuated down a little bit too much. And I really want to add some ghost chili peppers to it. I do have enough ghost chili peppers, so I'm planning to add some chopped up butjalokia or ghost chili to the last 5 or 10 minutes of the boil. A couple of peppers, I think, should do it. And then let's see where that takes me, and if it's not hot enough, I'll add some to the secondary fermentation and see where that goes. So probably one of those three options is going to be on my next thing. So yeah, I'm probably gonna leave you with that. That's enough rambling from Norway for you guys. So my new intro, hope you liked it. This is the second and last one. Also, on Saturday this weekend, I'm going to Poland with the missus. So without the kids. So we're probably gonna visit a few pubs and bars and some microbreweries over there. So it's gonna be a really nice trip. I'll try and see if I can catch some footage. But this means that I probably won't be able to post a video next week. But hopefully not too long from now, I'll be able to share a little bit more about this with you, and hopefully I'll have another brew going on. So, cheers, and 17.
Technician's Brewery. Seriously random.